Valei male a fiato le fionga il prestene, ya mesi foi la fiato le fionga sentoa ya tungiola, ma ia lo leo nei tae e fata lofa ma fa felo ia tuai ma telo nei fita e au tua fionga sentoa, i le fai titia lava le nganga faftai i le tua, e ala foi nei tae au, i fai o na tato moli mawina no na matango fie, a me se foi o tato tuti mo tato feiva. Ia pei ona tofia mo foi na lo tato ola, ia tau tua ai mo whainga malo tutuile manua. Ma tovi ia lava oe tamai le nei foi tae au, ma tau te whawhitaia oe ono lo wanglelei ma lo walofa. O wawa whaia oe me sili ma manuiai o mātou tangata. Whawhitaitele le ni tae au o mwhai o na mātou whātalo whane, whātalo whaitifo. Ono ue anglelei, ma teita ina i mātou le nei tae au fau. Ma whai ai o na mātou whailoa i fia ono ue anglelei. O na mātou tutalo le nei tae au, ia, whātasi mai o ta ma futa mai o mātou tangata o ono whātau waa, le ua whai ma taita i o nei maota. Ia meisi o ta nei, e ala i o mātou tūte whai, wha o ino o mātou mawhauwhaunga, ina i mwhai na maula mātou tuwha o sa mātou whasoa. E ala i o mātou tiute le nei whai tae ao, wha mangalo i mātou o au ono whātau waa, mare se se. Ia ao lofio mai, ma tai tūra ino o mātou tangata. Ia o mawai e mātou le malosi, e ala i lau fio i le nei tae ao, o le mātou talo lea, e ala tu i lo love swafa Yesu. Amen. O, le whaitai o le tātou whono no se tasi fo tō whinga le whionga i kōwana e ala i tātou Board of Director o le ASPA. Le lawa i au tātou sui, e tātou te mafuta i nei whaitai au, ia e ala i le whautaunu wino ngā ruenga. O le silea ma tātai sili o na tāua. O le vaenga lea le ASPA. O le tele o le vaenga lea o lo mai nei le whai ma board member o le vaenga lea le ASPA. O la tūna leo lo a ia tūlanga o ngā ruenga, e mese o le sile vaenga o tupe leo lo whanga e whaafoe ai ngā ruenga. O le maringi ngā lea tunu. Tongi ai pilo o wila, o vai, o tautala whaai, o mamea e tele. E te taula na moa i ai he tō tele o mesa o tō whinga la whianga i kōwana. Ina ia maua tangata le lei e mwhai o na auna mtautua. Ia maralato tua lalo le vaenga le ASPA. A wawa e kaunga kā mea o kako ola i nei whai waitemi. Ai le leila, ia, o le maua mai o tātou sui e pei o tō whia le whianga i kōwana. A wanof te pena fwai e tūsa o tātou whama moe, ia neila tae au, o lo ia tātou mau, ia wangana, ia se mea whia sau noa, ia se isi. Ia, o na wala aula o tātou muli mau, ni tae au sumai i le, ni tae au, mar whalo alo. Ia, mara watu tātou muli mau e sumai, tātou fua muli mau. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman and Honorable Senators.
You understand Samoan?
No.
So why you come up there in the front of the witness chair? Is somebody called?
My friends told me to come.
See, that's the point I want to make.
I'm
That's the point I want to make. So you have an interpreter that tells you that you need to come up because I'm calling you. Because I was speaking Samoan, but you came. So that's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before I'm going to turn it over to the members of the committee, I just have a few questions before I'm going to let you have the chance so you can brief statement of yourself, who and what you are, and your part as a member of the board of director for the ASPA. But I just want to ask you a few questions. You live in Samoa? Do you live here in Samoa?
No, sir. I live in Honolulu.
So when did you come to Samoa?
The first time I started working in Samoa in 1998. on one of the sewer projects here as a consultant. And then we continued to do work throughout the 2000s, and most notably, I was your expert witness when the tsunami wiped out the Satala generating
Sir,
station.
excuse me. I was asking, when did you come? Yesterday?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yesterday. I got
see.
here last night.
Yeah, that's all I need to know. So you came here because of the confirmation?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, and the reason why I asked, because it's very important, because most of the people here in American Samoa, they are the one that pay the bills, utility bills. So it's good for me, it's good so we can hear you. What is your opinion about being a member of the board? So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and a brief statement of who you are and what you are, so the members of the committee will understand you good.
Thank you. Well, Honorable Chairman and honorable Senators, I'm in awe that I'm sitting here before you. It is truly a humbling experience to be able to serve the people of Samoa. I've been involved in projects in Samoa since 1998, and most notably, we around the time of the tsunami, I was the expert witness to help you guys to settle your claim with Lloyd's of London. So I was in the Satala generating station with the engineers from Lloyd's of London, watching over them to make sure they didn't take advantage of you. And during that time, I really fell in love with the people of Samoa. I feel really strongly that we're all islanders, and we have the spirit of aloha, and you have the spirit of alofa. And our languages, even though I'm not Hawaiian, I'm Hawaiian at heart, our languages are similar, our people are similar, and I've made friends here. I've mentored some of your young people. We've invited them to live at our house, worked at my company. So I'm really honored to be asked to serve you in this way on your board of directors. And I think that I bring a perspective from another island community that is, we've got renewable sources. I know that the people here don't have a lot of money and that the power bills are expensive, and I have a lot of experience with helping people with their power bills and knowing what it takes to get the prices down, because right now you're very dependent on oil and things that fluctuate very heavily in the market. So I can bring some fresh perspectives on renewables, and or even just listen to what other people are telling you and interpret whether or not they're really telling you the truth or whether they're just trying to take your money. And so I've spent the last 36 years in Hawaii building relationships with other communities other than Hawaii. I'm a part-time missionary to Japan, and I'm a pastor at one of the Japanese churches. So whenever I go to Japan, then I help at their church, and I do this all with my own money. I don't raise money from other people. I spend the money that I can make as an engineer to help other people, and that's my heart. And I come here with that heart and with some expertise that I think will be helpful. I know that the people in Samoa are very smart, and they know already how to do things, so I don't come thinking that I'm superior or that I have something that you don't. I just feel like I can contribute in a very meaningful way.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your opening statement this morning. Now, whafonga tu fionga sintoa try for your Sauna mai o tātou mul mau nei foi tai au, ia nā ua utou si le fia. Ia o mul mau ele no foi Samoa. Ia insa wan pole, tau I ne tusai o le whamoe moe. Ai o amanoa e tala ina ia mō foi so tō anoa e fisiringi ai tātou mul mau nei tai au. Me leo te walau mulu whanoalo le whionga I le presidente. Ia le amanoa mo mua ia na so aile mau tō whionga ma whanoalo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning.
Douglas Spur.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've seen your resume. You know, you're a highly qualified engineer. But did you apply for this? Become a board member to the? Did the governor knows about you, or someone recommended you to the governor to be a board member?
Someone recommended me to be a board member.
Who?
Ted Leato.
Oh, Ted Leatt. Is that the reason why you're here?
I think he.
Did he recommend you because of your engineering background, or did he recommend you because of your ministry? He's also a minister? Or both?
Probably both.
Oh. Okay. So is this your first time at the board, to be a members of the board, ASPA
Yes.
board?
Yes.
So how long were you said you were here at the 1986?
1998, I think, is the first
So
time.
how long? How long? 4 years or 3 years?
That I didn't ever live in Samoa.
I know, but was that on a contract or?
Oh, it was the Aloha sewer project. So it was just a short time, a
So
small project.
how long? 1 year, 2 years here in 1998?
The time that I spent here
Yes.
was just a few days.
Oh, just a few days. Oh. And now Ted recommend you to be a member of this board, right?
Yes.
Yeah, ona whangakambi inga IFC Chairmancy.
Ia, afte atu I saunoanga le whionga presidente, la vanoa le whionga sentoi atu ngiola.
Good morning, Ms. Burr.
Good morning.
In your professional registrations, you've listed several licenses with respect to engineering. Are all those licenses current?
Yes, they are.
Your professional engineer organ license, is that still a current license as well?
Yes, it is.
How well do you know Ted Leato?
Ted is one of the first people I met when I came here to help ASPA, and so we have kept just contact. When he comes through Honolulu, we'll maybe have a meal together, or we'll text each other once in a while. But we've not spent a lot of time together, but we have known each other a long time.
When you say that you came here to help ASPA, what was that in regards to?
The first time I came, there were some buildings that were being remodeled and redesigned, and I was brought in as part of a engineers and architects team to do the design work for those buildings.
Are you an architect too?
No, I'm an electrical engineer. So,
So what did your qualification had to do with designing buildings for ASPA?
because the buildings had mechanical and electrical systems, and our company designs and engineers air conditioning systems and electrical power systems for buildings.
Was that before or after the tsunami in 2009?
It was right after the tsunami in 2009, and it was during that first trip, or that trip that I came for the building project, that one of the ASPA board members discovered that I had expertise in the power generation and hired me to help with the litigation with Lloyd's of London.
Which member of the board was that?
His name was Norman. I don't recall his last name.
Okamura?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
You do know he's from Hawaii too, yes?
I understand that he is from Hawaii.
He works for the University of Hawaii.
That's what is. I don't know if he still does, but at the time I understood that.
Okay. Do you have any contracts with ASPA right now for work?
No, I don't. We are currently working on a small building for the community college through the same architect, Clifford Architects.
When you say we, who are you talking about?
When I say we, I mean Douglas Engineering, the company that I founded.
That's your own company.
It is owned by me and several of the employees, but I'm the founding member.
Okay, so is that Douglas Engineering Pacific Inc. in Honolulu, or the Douglas V. McMahon Limited in Honolulu?
That's Douglas Engineering Pacific Inc.
What is Douglas McMahon Limited?
That's a separate company that I worked for when I first came to Hawaii in 1988.
You graduated from Iowa State University with a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how come you don't have a license, a professional license in the state of Iowa for like electrical engineering or professional engineering?
When I graduated from college, I moved to Rock Island, Illinois, and I resided in Illinois. And when I was eligible to take my first licensing test, I tried to take it in Iowa, and they said since I resided in Illinois, I needed to take the Illinois test first. And I took the Illinois test and passed it, and then shortly after I moved to Hawaii. So I've always kept my Illinois license active because it's my first license, and Illinois is very responsive if I need to get references to get licenses in other states.
Which raises a concern with me because you do not list any professional engineering certification or licensing in the state of Hawaii. Why is that?
That must be an oversight because I do have a license in the state of Hawaii. So I must have forgotten to put it on the resume if it's not on there.
Is that possible? You forget something important like that?
I am shocked that I would have forgotten that, but you're saying it's not there, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, you have a professional engineering license in Hawaii, but not electrical engineering.
Different states call their licenses different things. So the state of Illinois calls their license a professional engineering license, and it covers, in the state of Illinois, I can put my stamp on any plans that I'm qualified to design. So if I'm qualified to design mechanical, I can put my stamp on it. The state of Oregon also has a professional engineering license. California has a specific license for electrical and for mechanical. So that's just by state they call it different things. But my training is in electrical engineering, and then anything that I know about mechanical engineering has been learned on the job.
So the professional license that you hold in the state of Hawaii, does it include electrical engineering and mechanical engineering, as you said about the state of Illinois?
No, in Hawaii, my license number has an E in it, which is a designate for electrical, so I would not be qualified to stamp mechanical drawings in the state of Hawaii.
Yeah, there's no E on your license 6962. It's just number 6962, which is, that's why I asked the question. Why is it you don't hold a electrical engineering license in the state of Hawaii? But you're saying now that your professional engineer license issued in 1990 in the state of Hawaii, number 6962, is
It's,
electrical engineering only.
yes, sir.
All right. And that license is still current?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you renew these licenses every year?
All of them renew every 2 years, and the Hawaii license, I believe, renews in April. But every license has its own due date, but it's every 2 years.
Yeah, the reason my question is you listed the licenses like in Hawaii, professional engineer in 1990, you don't list any current license. So, I mean, if those licenses are renewable every 2 years, would you want to list your most current year of licensing?
My intent in that list was to show the length of time that I've been licensed, and I'm sorry that it's not clear that the date that is by the license number is my date of first licensure, but every license that I list is current to this day.
So your testimony is that the Hawaii license will be due for renewal in April of 2026. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe that is correct.
All right. Would you be able to provide us a copy of that license in Hawaii, in the state of Hawaii?
Certainly.
Yeah, we'd like to have a copy of that license. I would also request a copy of your electrical engineer license from the state of California.
Okay.
Okay, if you will. The work that you did for ASPA in the electrical engineering part, is that the new administrative building that was being contemplated after the tsunami, after the facility in Satala was damaged?
Yes, I believe that is what it was.
And that building is now built in Tafuna.
I'm not sure if it was built. We participated in the design work, but then once we finish the design, the local contractors take over, and some things don't get built. I know that we design. So I know that the community college building is built, but I know that the recent classroom has not been built. And as I sit here, I don't know if that project was ever finished or not.
But even though they don't get, these buildings may not be built, that you would still be paid for the work that you do, that you did?
I believe that we did get paid. I have never had any issue with payment from projects we've done in Samoa.
Did you ever have any major contract with ASPA for any electrical engineering or anything at all since you became involved with ASPA?
I think the most major thing that was the helping with the Satala generating station. I've only done small things for ASPA as far as engineering work.
Did they involve contracting or just ad hoc projects?
I think they were ad hoc projects. I don't believe I've had any really large, well, what I would consider a large project, and I have not had anything like that from ASPA.
What is this Route 1 corridor road drainage reconstruction project study, the lighting study? What did that entail?
That was a project where I believe the road, Lion Associates had that project back in 1998, and they had to relight the road. And so if Lion Associates is a civil engineer, and then they hired us to do the lighting design for the road.
Which part of the road was that?
I'm not sure. That was a long time ago, but it was there was a section of road that we did a street lighting design for that.
But you don't know which part of the island where that project was located?
I do not at this time.
All right. Looks like you've done quite a bit of work with ASPA, and when you said that board member Norman Okamura brought you to help with the, did that have anything to do with the submission of the insurance claim by ASPA to Lloyd's of London after the tsunami of 2009?
Yes, yes, I believe it was in conjunction with the insurance claim. Norman was concerned that Lloyd's of London wasn't giving them the proper assessment of their equipment. As I recall, the Lloyd's of London thought it would be acceptable to wash the windings of the generators down and restart the generators that had been inundated with salt water. And it was my opinion that that would not be acceptable, and that you would have a failure very quickly after restarting the generators. So he brought me in to watch when the Lloyd's of London mechanics were here tearing apart the generators. He brought me in to watch what they were doing and listen to what they were saying. And then I wrote an expert report that I assume was used to help negotiate a more favorable claim for ASPA.
Do you have a congregation in American Samoa?
I do not.
Where do you go to church when you come to Samoa?
I go to church with
Ted?
I've gone to Ted's church, and I've usually if I go down to ASPA, there will be some employee down there that will come to me and ask me to go to their church. So I've been to the Samoan Assembly of God church, and they preached in English just for me, and I've been to Ted's church.
Okay. You are a Pentecostal ordained preacher, minister?
Yes, I'm ordained in the New Hope International movement, which is a Pentecostal movement.
Okay. All right. So if you were to be approved and become a board member to fill the expert position of the electrical engineer as required by the statute, have you thought of, with your some experience with ASPA, have you thought of what might be the most urgent needs for the utility for the territory?
At this time, I don't have enough information to tell you what the urgent needs are, but from what I've been listening to since I've been here, there's a very big concern about the cost of the electricity here, and that cost is tied very closely to fuel charges, which fluctuate wildly depending on world fuel prices. And so it's just with the limited knowledge I have, I believe that getting renewable projects online is probably going to be a very high priority for this island. And I've heard that there is a wind farm that's being proposed or being studied, and also that there's a solar field being studied. And those seem like reasonable projects that I would be able to lend some expertise to, because I don't think they're built yet. And so I think that I would be able to add a lot of expertise to those projects.
You say you have a lot of expertise in wind farm and wind turbines, mass production?
I do not have expertise in wind turbines specifically. I've designed solar farms, but the interconnection is going to be very similar between solar and wind. And as a trained engineer, the basic principles don't change. When the technology changes, you still have your basic principles of engineering, and then if I don't learn new things as they come out, then I will become obsolete within about 2 years. So it's
Are you up to date?
I am fairly up to date.
Okay.
My licenses require 30 hours of training.
Continuing education.
Yes,
and training.
every time I renew, and I do try to put myself into the new technologies. And our office is a small office, but we do have 2 people in Oregon, so they often are exposed to new things before we are in Hawaii, because things take a little while to get across the ocean. So it gives me a little bit of an advantage of knowing what's coming, but I do try to stay very current on what's happening in the world.
Other than Mr. Ted Leoto, are you familiar with anyone else that had been, and Norman Okamura, are you in close contact or closely familiar with any other person in American Samoa that had been associated with the management or board of the American Samoa Power Authority?
I am not.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for answering.
Thank you, Senator.
Sa noa ngalo fionga sentoa tungiola yolo dala le noa ese jo. Ya sa no mai lo fionga sentolo.
To la fionga le ta committee mo le no. Good morning, Mr. Burr.
Good morning, Senator.
Yeah, I just have a question. Just by looking at your educational background, your work experiences, just want to reiterate what the Honorable President has said. You're quite qualified for this board position. But I just want to ask you on what is your perspective on the renewable energy as far as the solar and the wind farm? You mentioned the high cost of electric bill. You think that the project that ASPA is trying to propose, it's a good project to go on ahead and go forward with it, or what do you think?
Well, without any financial data in front of me, I cannot tell you whether it's a good project or not. But in general, if you have a lot of solar days, solar and wind projects do help tremendously. Especially wind is a 24-hour-a-day source. Solar is more. You produce a lot of power when you really don't need a lot of power, because the peak demand is typically like 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night, and the sun's already long gone. So that's where the wind, I think, can come in and fill that gap.
The reason why I'm asking, because you mentioned the high cost of electric bill.
Yes.
And the fuel charges.
Yes.
So because of these renewable energy, they're derived from natural sources. So do you think this is a step forward that ASPA needs to take to help the territory with this high cost of electric bill?
I think it's likely that that is the way to go. If the it's a tremendously big capital expenditure, but from what and I've only been here a day, so I'm absorbing as much information as I can. But from what I've been told so far, there is a company out of Japan that's financing the wind farm and guaranteeing a rate off of that wind farm. And if that is indeed true, then that is an amazing opportunity for ASPA.
Okay. I have another question. What is your understanding of ASPA's mission and challenges? What do you bring to the table as far as the ongoing problems they have right now?
I haven't been briefed in their ongoing problems, but the thing that I am as a pastor is I'm a uniter. So there will always be opposing opinions in any kind of a board or any kind of a government situation. And what we have to always remember is that we all live on the same island. We're all part of the same people, and we have to try to bring people to a common understanding. It may not be the best for everybody, but it will be the best for the overall community. And so I don't know the specific challenges, but anything that I would come across, that would be my perspective, is that we would want to unite people to come together in order to work in unity.
Well, my understanding is I thought you were already been briefed on these situations before they've nominated you to be on the board.
I didn't get much of a briefing on the situations.
Okay.
But I am prepared to handle things. I'm very used to solving people's problems. That's what I've been doing for the last 35 years, is solving people's problems, and I've very openly invited people to bring me their technical problems. And those technical problems often come with people problems, and so I'm very good at handling both.
Well, I surely hope so, because I hope you're not a yes or a man, in that perspective, but I hope you'll look at the best interest of the territory, because we're suffering with paying high cost of electricity bill right now.
Yes.
That's all. Thank you. Right, Chairman.
Douglas, you were on that flight last night, coming down here last night.
Yes.
So, who paid for your expenses?
I don't know if ASPA did or if the government did, but somebody arranged for the flight for me.
So how come they pay for your expenses, but you were not confirmed yet? I thought that was absorbed by the ASPA later, if they confirm you. But now you don't know who bring you down here, right?
I don't know. I got a very short notice to be here, and I agreed to come, and they made
so
my
you just get on a plane and come down here, and then you don't know who foot your expenses, right?
Well, I have a high level of trust for Samoa and the government of Samoa.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Ja, malo tsaunanga ro funga presidente esi Ja, masalua wo mani cho tatu siri fafta tele yau to fionga I sentua. Mr. Douglas, looking at your resume, I have no question on your education background, your working experience and all that. You have a very colorful resume. But my really concern, you don't even know anything about the way that we live here in American Samoa. I can tell that. Because every time that we ask you a question, because most of your experience you're talking about states. Because what I want to know, because that's the reason why I asked you the first question, do you live here in Samoa? Because, like me, I live in Samoa. I know how I pay my bill, electric bill, all this bill, because it's very important to me. Because that is the way our people here in American Samoa live. So my concern is your input into that part. What can you offer? But you don't even understand how we live here in Samoa, how much bill that we do, because we do live in a very expensive. The payment of the ASPA bill that we pay is too much. But if I ask you what can you do, and I know the same question that you you are giving us an answer that you don't know. You need to talk to somebody so they can brief you and see what is going on. And that was my concern. Like I said, you know, your background is great. But my own personal feeling, we need somebody that know how we live here in Samoa, because you don't know anything about it. But I really thank you for your time. I mean, you come out of your way, coming from the plane last night just to be here so you can get confirmed, because you are being appointed by the governor or some members of the ASPA, so you can be here. And I thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for answering some of the questions that's been asked by the members of the committee here in the Senate. And God bless you on your return. We'll make that decision after we have a session this morning.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and I will give you a chance for your final saying. Then we say goodbye, and maybe you're flying out when?
Thursday evening.
That's tomorrow,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just want to thank you for the opportunity to sit before you. It's a very humbling experience to be in front of people that are of such stature in the community. And I hope that I can serve you, and I promise that I will serve you the best that I can, and I will be very conscious of your concerns. And I moved to Hawaii in 1988, and I assimilated in with the people there, and they do have some similar living situations, and we have, our power is about 55 cents a kilowatt hour, so I do have some feeling for how that affects people. It's very difficult. So, but I hope that I can serve you in the future. Thank you.
Come start on your left, shake hand to Paramount Chief Misa, Senator Misa.